I'm back after 2 years of high rivers, record floods, and water that's really still quite high, just below minor flood level. I'm back at Katarapko Creek. This is one of my favourite spots on the Murray River, and even though the water is fairly gushing past at the moment, the flow rate's about 30,000 megalitres, minor flood level is 35. I'm hopeful. Lovely weather for the next couple of days. I'm staying overnight. If I was a fish, I would be very afraid. I've selected this spot to fish because the current here is coming from the left, but as you can probably see with the bubbles, there's a nice little eddy and the water runs back up towards that big culvert. So a few hazards like this big tree here, but I think this is probably a likely spot, and certainly when I fished here before on lower water levels, this is certainly produced. Okay, I've baited both rods with not janjuck worms, paternoster rig, and I'm going to get it out, I don't know, 15 metres where the flow's a little less. Just see how that fairly light sinker settles. I think it's going to move a fair bit. And the other one has only got a single hook on it. I'm going to throw that in a little bit over to the left. I need to be a bit careful here because I know there's a rock wall to my left just past those trees, so hopefully I won't find that. Oh, I'm getting a bite already. 30 minutes, about 30 seconds. But that current has really dragged the sinkers around. I might have to go a bit heavier. Well, I got him this time. I think I know what it's going to be. Yep. Never mind, you can go in the shrimp net. I've gone to a slightly heavier sinker to try and reduce the drag. Well, I've got a fish, but I didn't even know it was on. A very dark little carp. I think the flow here is just too strong. It could be a long day with very few fish if I stay here, so I'll see if this turns into anything, and then I might go for a drive. I found somewhere with a little less flow, set up an umbrella so I can at least have some shade. Much slower moving water here, and looking pretty good, so I'll give this a try. Okay, lines are in, both baited with worms again. I said there was less flow, not quite sure that's the case, but anyway, at least this is a not quite so turbulent spot. I was getting lots of little picky bites, and this little picky bite decided to take off. Whatever it is, it's solid. I don't know to call it for a carp or what, because it's not come up near the top at all. It's got some weight, that's for sure. I'd like to see it. That was right in close to the bank. Ah, it's a big carp. Oh, he says, it's better than a small carp. This is quite a big fish. Come on, let's see how big you really are. This is when you hope your knots are okay. Oh yeah, it's good size. Not ready for the net yet, that's for sure. big fish. He's getting tired now though. And of course he takes off again. Come on. Patience is the key, head first in the net. And he's in. That's a big fish. That is a big fish. I reckon that's close to 75. 8.5 kilos minus the net. That's a whopper. 8.5 kilos minus the net. 700, so just under 8 kilos. Well, that big fish was a real surprise. I was getting lots of little tiny taps, which I assumed were small carp, and I struck more out of annoyance than anything else and came up really solid with that big fish. And it's a mirror. I don't see that many mirrors. Pretty fish. It just about pulled the rod out of the holder. Look at the size of it. And that was in about a foot of water. Well, I'm definitely getting more bites in close, but the size... and still no bigger. Another one in close, and for a change it's not a carp. Oh yeah! It's a very dark Callop. And unfortunately I think he swallowed the hook. Nice fish. And my first non-carp. You go back. Oh, 2. Well, that hasn't happened before. Well, today it hasn't happened before. Well, that hasn't happened before. Another very dark carp. Very dark. Camp set up. That'll do me for tonight. I've had a bit of tea, nothing very exciting, and hopefully I will have a few shrimp. Looked like there were a few small ones in there before, and I'll have a bit of a session on the Callop before it gets dark tonight. And there's a few in there, but they're not very big. Yeah, a few, but small. Maybe 10 all up. It'll be a short session. I don't really know why they're so hard to catch. You can see the size of the shrimp, they're not huge. So we'll just have to make do. If you can't get them, you can't get them. Here we go. Let's hope that that's enough to get a Callop. Well, that's no Callop. Mind you, that won't. That rod's still got corn on it. Another very dark one. Oh, something on the shrimp and worm line, but I suspect it's going to be, yep, another crap. Well, the fishing may not be great, but what else would you rather be doing? Don't answer that. Well, smallest carp of the day, I would say. Something's taken the worm come shrimp. Unfortunately, it's another carp. That was a good bite. I was sorting out the other rod and it just about pulled it out. That's a better carp than most I've caught today, that's for sure. Right, well, I got this one. What have we got? Ooh. It's a Callop. I think I might have two fish there. I do. I've got two. Pretty sure the bottom one's a carp. The Callop took the shrimp, so that's achievement unlocked. Yes. See, Doug, I can do it too. Make sure I've got a good grip on him. He's off. There we go. About the same size as the one before. He's off. There we go. About the same size as the one before. We'll just hold him in front of the other camera. There we go. Well, the shrimp paid off. Even if it's only a small Callop, it ain't a carp. So 2 Callop today, and still the chance of another one, although I don't have much left in the way of shrimp, so it might have to be double worms. Okay, this is my last shrimp of any size, all the rest are minute, so if he gets me another Callop, I'll be a happy man. So, shrimp on the top, worms on the bottom. Let's see if I can get one more. It's a carp. Very black. In fact, that's probably the darkest one I've caught today, I reckon. New contender for black carp of the day, and probably smallest fish of the day too. What have we got this time? The usual. And that one, 2. One ate the shrimp and one ate the worms. That's my third double header of the day. I think this will be the last fish for me for the day. I just about had enough, and it's another Callop. How about that? So that's 3 for the day. And this fella is also lip hooked, which is really nice. So he's not big, but like I said before, it's not a carp. Well, the evening session really hasn't lived up to what I'd hoped, but I have ended up with 3 Callop today, so that's good, and probably, I don't know, 18 or 20 carp. I didn't film a few because it really wasn't worth it due to the size, but I did get that big bruiser this morning, 75 centimetres and almost 8 kilos, and that is a nice fish in anyone's book. So I'm happy with the day. I'll get a good night's sleep, and in the morning might give it a couple of hours before I head home. And what a lovely morning it is too. A little bit crisp after being such a hot day yesterday, but I think the forecast today is about 33 up here. So I'll get some breakfast and get back into it. I got a few shrimps last night, some bigger ones, so I'll give them a swim first thing this morning, see if I can't get another Callop. Okay, back out on the water. I've got corn on the rod on the right, shrimp and worm on the rod on the left. I've had a bite on the corn already. Lovely morning, a little bit breezier than yesterday, but going to warm up pretty fast, I would suggest. So a couple of hours, see if I can't get a few before I head home. Keep you posted. Oh, the little pickers are on the job already. Like that one. Alright, double shrimp. Well, I have a new candidate for smallest fish of the trip. I doubt that's 4 inches long. Well, while I was mucking around with that carp, I lost both my shrimps. So rebait and get back in there. Well, if I was a Callop, I'd want them. Right, action! Good bite on shrimp. Let's just hope this is not another carp. Solid fight. I think unfortunately it might be. This is not the sort of fight you expect from a Callop, I'm afraid. And I just felt a bit of a fin ping. So I'm afraid I think it's a carp. And it is. It's a good one though. He's very similar to the one I got yesterday, I would say. I'll measure him up and weigh him. 6 kilo. I'd have said he was a little bigger than that, but never mind. So 74 centimetres and 6 kilos. Not quite as big as the one I got yesterday, but I was actually surprised it wasn't a bit heavier than that. But never mind. Trouble is, the bloody carp are eating all my shrimps. I'm rapidly running out of shrimps. The little carp are picking them off. So it'll have to be worms again, I guess. I got myself a little Callop. He's eating my shrimp, or one of them. Boy, is he small. Never mind. I'll snip him off and let him go. Bleeding a little bit, but hopefully it'll be okay. Shrimps are all gone. I'll have a couple of casts with worms and then I think I'll call it because it's starting to get pretty hot. So, last chance fish. I think we know what this is going to be. At least it's not 4 inches long. Keep him away from that other line. He's alright. Maybe a couple of kilos.
nice.
Worms got stripped off. That last carp, I think, was a nice way to finish, so I'm going to call it. It's only 9:30, but that's alright. It's starting to get really hot and I can't be bothered putting the umbrella up again just for an hour or so. So that's it for this one. Hope you enjoy the video.